Okay, guys, welcome to the stream tonight, Pro Se Lawsuit Center. And in tonight's stream, going to look at the new package. However, okay, before we do that, I want to let you guys see my credentials. There you go. 115-20031. That's me, in case y'all ass need to look me up. Grumpy ass people. They don't like it when they have to go sit the hell down. So a couple of things I want to get off the table, off the table. So any of you guys that invest in any of my products, if you pay through my WhatsApp link, then you get a free credit card lawsuit package. I think I have it on sale for like $50. Now, if you do that, you pay if it's, have it on the thing, some of the new stuff, because we don't have checkouts yet. So you just use that, or you can just pay and then call and let me know that you paid, or text me or something, because I'm going to have to email you the document. And when I do, you need to make sure that you copy and paste it in your own Word before you make changes. If you make changes to it without copy and pasting it in your own Word, then those changes are going to show up in my files, and I'm going to have to delete them, and you won't be able to find your work. So I'm just saying, you want to always save the file clean, the original. Now, we got some grumpy people around here. We were going to talk about the grumpy people. I don't know who the hell to talk about the grumpy people first. Let's talk about the ones that contacted me first. But I don't know that because I'm not that smart. So you guys know we've been helping Randall over in Georgia get out. And he should have received his package of fire today. And I know it's some grumpy ass people over there. But you know what? That's not my problem. And my problem is making sure that the people that trust and that we step up. And so that's what we stepped up in around. We stepped all kind of ways. So they're a little grumpy. And all of a sudden, I'm going to do a screen share here. See if I want to share the phone link. Okay, so since we've been calling me from Georgia, and this right here is Leaf. He's the go-between. Well, actually, I was working with Randall, then he got himself snatched up hanging out with the wrong people. And then, so I'm working with Leaf and all of that. They live in Dallas, Texas. But wait, this number prefix is the same prefix that Leaf uses. He lives there. And this call, but there's more. So then I got, in that same day, this person contacted me too. Wanted to be my friend and wanted me to, to go over to her. Then this morning, she hit me up again. I haven't talked to her. So earlier we were talking last night, and she's dressmaker, and of course, I'm showing my food with everybody. So yeah. Okay, so I just wonder why these people want to be my friend right now. I don't know. These people want to be my friend right now. That's strange. I don't know why they are lining up to be my friend and messaging me, pretending that they're trying to get somebody else. And they got a Georgia number. And so, I do research because I have people scamming me sometime. And I just learned how to do research anyway, because that's pretty much what we do here. Okay, we do service. Our service is about helping people jumpstart their with some critical thinking. And they get kind of grumpy. So, our goal is servicing as a catalyst for thought, emotions, and action. That's pretty much, okay, so, but, we got these grumpy people now, and, they're grumpy because people are standing up to them. I don't know what to tell them, so. I'm not a deal taker. Rendo, he should be getting out. He has his writ of habeas corpus that should be getting delivered today, and his demand to dismiss. He has all of the stuff he needs to have that crap that they're doing to him dismissed, and he also has what he needs. Well, everything he needs except the legal description of whatever he wants to put a lien on. Because once he gets his lawsuit filed, he can put a lien on something. Yeah, and when we started talking on the phone, they started, well, at first, they took his phone privilege away for about, I don't know, a day or almost a day. And then they gave it back to him. And, I was kind of talking shit, maybe. It's a possibility. Talking a little trash. And so then I got all these, these beautiful ladies, messaging me trying to be my friend. I don't know, maybe they're Randy. Maybe they're Randy's friends, and they're looking for crack. They think that I have, well, Randy, it wasn't his case for, well, it was meth, excuse me. I don't think it's much of a difference. Okay, sorry. If you're going to do things, you need to do them right, because there might be somebody that's willing to stand up for the rights that they're supposed to have. Okay, nobody has them. Nobody has any damn rights unless you're willing to stand the hell up and do whatever it takes. Now, when you get in a situation in Rando, and then you don't really have a whole lot of choice. You either lay down or you stand up. There's no in the middle. So we're helping him stand up. So I can't wait to see how this is going to go for him. If you know, I don't know. They came when we got done talking on the phone. And then I told Rando that when you're in this situation, you need to decrease the value for them of you being there. You want to decrease that value. You do that by telling all your friends and all your people to get on the phone and call home and have their people go to winningcourtnow.com and get the prosecutor lawsuit package. That's what we used to do and what we got going on over here, Randall. Of course, it don't have the habeas corpus in it, but if you hear this and you get it, I'll throw it in. And if you got somebody in that shithole in Paulding County, Georgia, in Dallas, Georgia, or whatever the hell that place is, they got like three different zip codes for the inmates. You wonder why inmates ain't getting their mail up in there? On their websites for the inmates' mail, they got the incorrect zip code. Oh, yeah, I think Randall probably going to take care of that shit. So while we're here, we might as well do the other thing. Yeah, I'm surprised that the YouTube didn't ask me to take them off. Okay, but you guys seen the thumbnail that I put on the beginning of this. That thumbnail is the real deal feel right there. This is Henry Jones. We remember the sheriff came to and left the thing that he was getting thrown out anytime. Usually in that situation, it's within a week and a half or less. And so we did some stuff. We put together that RICO package, and I'll show it to you guys in a little while. And a few other things was running around. And Henry got that stuff in their face. And this is the response. The attorneys could not respond to the stuff that we stuck in their face. I'm fired up about this because this is what I've been telling people. But you know what? Not everybody gets here. I don't know why. Now, it does help to have the backing of all of the videos and all the pissed off people that got in the way of other people with my stuff. It kind of creates a little shadow. Or big shadow. I don't know what the hell you call it. Because, okay, but they couldn't answer. This was their answer to the counterclaim, to the emergency motion for temporary restraining order, and to the RICO. They left the word RICO off of everything. Counterclaim for illegal eviction. They left the word RICO off. It should be up in that. That's all right. They could not respond. This is all they could do to respond. That provided the summons served by the special process server, who never served Henry anyway, because Henry had a stroke, was in the hospital, and his wife had passed away before that. So, okay, so that's what it don't matter. And then they provided the affidavit of service. That's all they could file in the case. But see, they filed this like on the 6th. They didn't send us copies of this. Now, so if they couldn't answer and this is all they put in there, then they're toast. I think we won. I mean, I never really say won or whatever, but these people went and sat the hell down. It looks like, because they answered nothing. So, so we're going to go in next week with we was just there yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I didn't know what day it was. Yeah, yesterday. And Henry was found there, and they were giving him a hard time. And then he called me, and I thought we were just on a speakerphone while on the phone while I'm talking in his earpiece, and he had me on speakerphone. And so they were giving him, I could hear a lot better, so I didn't think about that. But anyway, so some lady came up and started getting on. And I said, who is that lady with the loud mouth? And she said, I'm Demetra. I'm on speakerphone. No, I didn't say that. I said, Demetra, I'm Coach Neighbors, and I got a loud mouth too. Oh, yeah, they didn't want to talk to me. And Henry said that I had them all stirred up down there, trying to tell me that we need to follow the rules. We didn't follow no rules. We ain't follow no policies either. We follow no damn rules. And people got no sense. I just keep looking at this because we're about to look at the package that cost this. $300 package is jammed up, and we got some other people at the gate. at the door. We got Nikki at the door. She's in New York, and she had to take and put her big girl pants on and boots, and figured out how that, when the first day she left and they jacked her over, and she figured it out. She was on top, and then she went down the second day and she started talking some trash. And I think the third day she went down there, she paid for the premium service that I have, and I actually emailed them a letter and all the documents that she's going to be filing. I emailed it to them from my business email address. Bam! Yeah. And she said they had a whole little different attitude when she went down there today. All her stuff put the way it need to be. So she lined up in the same position Henry was in. This is the end of the 4th week for Henry, and they wouldn't accept this temporary restraining order. He was down there yesterday, and they wouldn't accept the notice of preservation, which is the document that you jam in their face after you file the RICO that lets them know that you're going to be seizing their property and then all their stuff that's connected to the reason. Oh, it's hot. Oh, so they didn't take that one. Okay, but they did take the demand to dismiss. Really was, like I said, when you're doing the check down, if they're going to accept a demand to dismiss, but turn down the other fire, that was real fire, then maybe they see the light. Can you see that every shot of the light? It's not a church song, but there is a song. We'll be jamming on it one of these days. So we got Henry at the gate after the sheriff thing, and we did a few things in Henry's case. We got a few videos showing you guys. One of the main things that we did, and so we didn't have time, for him to give me paperwork so the first thing I had to do is, okay, I need to get what we need to have in place for Henry structured. So I made the lawsuit, the RICO, and I went with the RICO because we found out when we're doing the RICO, okay, they want to stall. They start playing hot potato. The judge don't want to take responsibility. They start switching it around and sending it all over the place, or they just make them, like in this case. I didn't know how. I never thought they would do this. Just okay, they filed something, but it doesn't matter. And this is just how we handle the state situation here. And the goal is to get your deed out of their office, get your deed delivered. That's the goal. The big picture goal. The small picture goal is beat them over the face with this. The RICO thing, it's a whole new layer of stuff. And then you come in with your notice of fraudulent conveyance and your notice of less pendants and a judicial notice of less pendants that you actually file right in the case, like a document. And the state attorneys and the judges, they rely on statutes and codes, administrative codes, not valid laws, because they don't contain the 3 elements the Constitution requires to be a valid law: acting clause, title, and a body. And once a federal claim is raised, the state jurisdiction ends. When you use federal case law and federal acts in state court anyway, it's a wrap. They can't respond to it. This would be a good way to get control of your case. You don't even have to know what you're doing. You just have to know that they can't respond, so they can't argue whether you got federal case law right or wrong. They cannot argue. Oh, the superb beatdown. Winningcourtnow.com. That's where you get that shit. The orders issued without constitutional authority are void. And then we have the counterclaim strategy where we add the judge, because the judge is getting paid by the state and there's conflict of interest. We add them, and if you're in the eviction process, while you're looking at this, then you add the buyer and the buyer's attorney. We don't address the foreclosure situation at this time because you don't need to. All that does is that muddies the water. And here's, Henry's case. We got videos showing the documents right up there. I just Google it, name a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is where you go to watch the updated instructional videos for the lawsuit packages that you invest in. And so this RICO filing adds a double layer of protection. It exposes the fraud, every actors, and their it allows them to visualize their shared liability. And then you can see the other stuff here. We're demanding settlement. We're demanding settlement conference. So you're going to get the verified complaint for RICO for illegal conviction, illegal eviction. We meshed that together because the whole thing is illegal what they're doing. So we meshed it together for the eviction process specifically. And then you got your counterclaim, which you would use if there was already a case against you. If you're not in the eviction process, but they say that's where you headed, then I just go ahead and file a claim. You ain't got to wait for nothing. You can file a counterclaim if you want to. The claim is actually for federal court. That's how you do that. You use the counterclaim in state court to crush their asses, and then you file the real lawsuit in federal court. And you take with you a certified copy of the complete docket sheet from the state court with you over there to federal court to show that your rights are violated just last week. You got temporary restraining order. So you can see this is like steel, and it's the real deal feel. Put a link to it in there. You guys can go over and check it out. I'm gonna take off and get out here and go get something to eat. Holla at y'all tomorrow.